Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at an ESP32 project that will convert your normal garage door into a smart garage door. A smart garage door has two features that are really important. Number one is you can determine the state of the door. Is it open or is it closed? And the second is you can control that door. You can remotely send a command to essentially push the wall button so that that door will either close or open. And to ensure the usability of this is as high as possible, I integrated this with Apple's HomeKit. Let's take a look at Apple's HomeKit right now. So right now you can see my iPhone through iPhone mirroring, and I'm going to find the Apple HomeKit, which has this symbol right here. I'm going to open this up. And right now you can see that I have two of these devices paired to Apple HomeKit. The device on the left is a development board, and this device you can see right here in the video. And the second device I have installed on my basement garage door. For both of the devices, you can see their current status. They're both indicated as closed. I'm going to look at the development board. If I click it, now you can see there's a switch that you can drag up or drag down to move that garage door. So right now it's in the closed state. So in our circuit, all right, here's the magnetic reed switch that will be connected to the door. If I drag that switch away to simulate if the door is open, what we'll see in the app is after about 10 seconds of making sure that that switch isn't bouncing or there's wind blowing, all right, we will get a signal that this is opened. And there it is. So now we get a signal that this door is indeed open. And obviously in this development circuit, I do not have a garage door connected to it, but I've simulated that garage door with this red LED. When I toggle that switch, we should see this red LED blink for about 500 milliseconds. So this red LED is really simulating right now our garage door switch. So when that red LED lights up, it's almost as if you push that garage door button that's installed on the wall. So let's go ahead and move this switch. So as I move the switch, all right, you want to watch this red LED. So I toggle the switch down. The red LED came on for about 500 milliseconds, indicating that we pushed the wall switch. If this was a real garage door, this thing is in motion. I've programmed in a little bit of delay to allow it to move, so you can't push that switch again or remotely toggle it again. But I'm going to go ahead and put the sensor back as if it were closing. Now you can see in the application that the door is closed again. So we kind of simulated that, oh no, I left that garage door open and I was gone. I can remotely close that door. Now I should say, in order to remotely close that door, you do need a HomeKit hub of some sort. You either need a HomePod, an Apple HomePod in your home, or you need to have a later generation of the Apple TV. All right, I've got this whole thing documented in my GitHub repository, so you can see it under rcravens/ ESP32 Smart Garage Door with underscores separating those words. I'm going to cover all of this in detail, but for now I just want to highlight there is a disclaimer on this project. So I was very cautious when I built this, and I did a lot of testing on my garage door to make sure that my garage door was compatible. So there's a lot of engineering behind the scenes that unfortunately I can't be with you, and I can't certify that this is going to work everywhere. So you have some risks that you're going to have to assume on your own. I can't be there to make sure you don't start a fire, that you don't electrocute yourself, that you don't burn up your garage door unit, that you don't burn yourself up. Whatever the risks are, you're assuming those risks. So approach this project with some good engineering best practices and be cautious. And like I said, I'm going to cover the rest of this document in detail. I will scroll all the way to the bottom right now because I do want to point out that there are some references here to the Apple HomeKit spec. You don't really have to know this too much, but if you want to dive deeper, this is a place where you can go and find the spec for HomeKit. You can find the HomeSpan repo, which is the ESP32 library that this project depends upon, and this has very thorough documentation. And then there is here a discussion on how garage door wall switches work, because you're going to have to integrate with your garage door. There are certain types of garage doors that it's just essentially like shorting two wires together, and that actuates the garage door. And there are other garage door wall switches that act more like the remote one, where as you push the button, it sends the code and then opens the door. If you have one of the latter garage doors, this device will not be compatible with that garage door. But you can go here for a discussion on how do garage doors work, and you can see some of the comments there.